welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share something that I've been using for the past 6 or 7 months now, and it has really changed my life, and so I wanted to share it with you all. So today we are going to be talking about the Lena Cup. If you don't know what a menstrual cup is, it's basically a bell-shaped cup that is inserted inside your vagina and collects your monthly menstrual blood. It's inserted very similar to a tampon, so it should sit inside you very comfortably with no sensation and no leakage. The Lena Cup was made with the active modern user in mind, meaning you can go hiking, biking, do yoga, go running. You can do all your activities really comfortably because its flexible design really moves with you. You can also wear this cup for up to 12 hours, meaning you can wear it overnight, which is something that I've done several times now with no issues. So the Lena Cup comes in 2 different sizes, small and a large. The small size is what I have here. And this is perfect for somebody who has a more normal flow, and especially if it's your first time using a menstrual cup. The large size is better suited for somebody who has a heavier flow, and especially if you've had experience using a cup before. There are so many different benefits to using a menstrual cup, but one of the top ones is that it's eco-friendly. Just think about the amount of waste that you're going to be saving by not using pads or tampons. If you purchase this cup one time and use it with proper care, it's going to last you for up to several years. So that is a lot of waste that we're going to be reducing. That also brings me to my second point, in that it is extremely cost effective. Again, you purchase this one cup for $25 like I did off Amazon, and it's gonna last you for several years. And so that is a ton of money that we're gonna be saving as well, because now we don't have to go to the store every month or every other month and spend upwards of $20 on a box of tampons or pads ever again. Additionally, the Lena Cup is made in the US and it's FDA registered, so they use medical grade silicone and dye to ensure that we're safe when we insert the cup inside ourselves. There are several different ways for insertion, and with each package that you get, you'll also receive a pamphlet that illustrates the different methods for you. This is what the package looks like, by the way. It's super cute, which I think is also another reason why I was so drawn to it. But yeah, each package will come with a pamphlet, and I'm also gonna link a video down below in the description box that's really helpful as well. I just tend to go for one insertion method every time, and I don't know what it's called, but I basically squeeze it long ways, and then I fold it again in half, and then it ends up looking like that. So this is the insertion method I use, and there are many different ways. So again, just experiment and find out what works best for you. Something that I found helpful is that if it's your first time trying to insert the cup, perhaps try doing it in the shower. I just feel like you're more naturally lubricated when you're in there, so the insertion may go a lot smoother. But with that being said, I didn't do it in the shower my first time, and it still went fine. I think it took me about 5 different attempts before I was able to successfully insert it. And so I was getting in a lot of different weird positions to find out what works best for me. So yeah, for you, try it in the shower if you have the opportunity to. If you don't, you'll still be fine. Another tip is that if it's your first few days using the Lena Cup, you may want to use a panty liner just to make sure that you don't get any leakage on your underwear. So taking care of your Lena Cup is super easy. Every time I take it out and reinsert it, I like to just wash it with water and gentle soap, and that should be enough to keep it clean. Between every period, when I'm storing it for weeks at a time, I sometimes like to boil it. So all you can do is take a pot of boiling water, place the cup inside, and just let it bathe for 5 to 7 minutes. Dry it off, and then Lena also gives you a little pouch that you can insert the cup in, and you can safely store it in there. Like I mentioned earlier, I started using the Lena Cup about 7 months ago due to a somewhat emergency situation. But basically in May of this year, 2019, I planned a solo trip for myself to Costa Rica. And literally my favorite part about visiting that country is just wearing a bikini all day long, lounging, going to the beach, and just being a carefree beach bum. And so that's what I was really looking forward to. The only issue is that the night before I was supposed to fly out, I got my period. And naturally, I was very devastated because I obviously can't wear a pad with my bikini, and I don't like using tampons, so I was basically shit out of luck. But then I remembered about a friend telling me about the cup several years ago, and when I first heard it, I kind of just scoffed at the idea because I couldn't imagine fitting a cup this size inside me if I couldn't even fit a tampon that's basically the size of my finger inside me. But in this situation, I just felt like I had no other option and I would have nothing to lose other than the $25 that I would spend on the cup. But if it ended up working out well, then it could just really save me on this trip. So I ordered it off Amazon. It came in the night before I was supposed to fly out. I tried it on. It took me about several attempts, and once it successfully got inserted, I was just so thrilled. I was just so happy because I think a big part of me actually doubted that the cup would actually work and that I could use it. But once it got inserted and I felt no pain and everything felt normal, like it felt good, I was just so happy because not only was it gonna save me for this trip, but I truly felt like it's something that I'm gonna use for the rest of my life. I literally have not once looked back. I have been using the cup since May, and I plan on doing so forever. And I want to touch a little bit on pads and tampons. So for the past 15 plus years of me having my period, I've always used pads. And that's not because I find them to be the most comfortable, because they're definitely not very comfortable at all, but tampons have always felt very awkward and uncomfortable to me. I tried several different times using them, and every time it was just kind of disastrous. So I hope that if you're watching this video and you too can't use tampons comfortably, that you don't feel discouraged, because coming from somebody who didn't use tampons and only use pads, this cup has been so wonderful. I'm able to insert it with no issues. So I hope that only encourages you to transition and do the same. So if you couldn't tell by now, overall, I've had such a positive experience with the Lena cup. I've never felt more hygienic during my period, and that's what's most important to me. Before the cup, when I was using a pad, I felt like I was constantly changing it because any drop of blood that touches cotton immediately kind of spreads, and it just looks like you're bleeding so much more than you really are. So I was constantly changing it, and it would just be a nuance. So the cup has really changed the way that I view my period. I no longer loathe that time of the month, but rather it's just a time of the month. I'm still able to do things that I would normally do. For example, even on the first and second days of my period when it's the heaviest, I'm still able to do hot yoga, do Orange Theory, or any other workout that I want, knowing that I'm gonna have no leakage and no issues at all because of this cup. Before that, I wouldn't even dream of doing hot yoga or any intense workout with the pad. It just wouldn't work. I really felt like my period was controlling my life and dictating the activities that I was able to do and not do. But now with the Lena cup, I feel like I'm the one that's in control of my period, and I get to choose what I can do and what I don't want to do. So if there's anything negative that I could say about the Lena cup, it's that on 2 different instances now, I've had trouble peeing. And I know that's super random and it may not even happen to you, so I'm just sharing what's happened to me. But on 2 different occasions now, I've had trouble peeing in that I feel a really full bladder, like I know I have to pee. But when I go to the toilet and I try and push it out, sorry this is getting very visual, but when I try and pee and I like push with all my might, nothing comes out. And I start to freak out because I think everybody knows this, but when you hold in your pee, the UTI starts happening, you start getting a fever. It's just very uncomfortable. So the first time it happened to me, I didn't know why I couldn't pee. I was kind of freaking out. And so I figured I would just remove my cup and see if that would change anything. And sure enough, when I removed the cup, everything went back to normal. So for some reason, I don't know why, but having the cup, again, very rarely, it just kind of stops my ability to pee. So when that happens, I just remove it and everything is normal again. But it kind of freaked me out the first time, and that's the only negative thing that I can say about the Lena cup. So just an FYI, if that happens to you, you're not alone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions at all, please don't be shy and leave them in the comments down below. I won't be shy and I will answer anything that I can. I really want to help encourage women who are interested in the Lena cup to transition over, because it really has been really life-changing for me. So please leave any questions that you may have down in the description below. I'm sure there's a lot of things I didn't cover, because I really could be talking about this cup for hours on end. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.